Welcome back to the Jason Daniel podcast, episode 5. Today we're mixing it up a little bit and talking to actually a new ambassador that's joining the family for LSKD, Moroney, which is epic. I've known Morgs for quite a few years. She's done some cool stuff when we've had our blog parties and part of photo shoots for the 2 years ago. I think you were part of that.
So much fun.
Yeah.
Oh, the rooftop one.
Yeah,
doing the
that?
flips and stuff.
Yep.
That was sick.
So it's finally cool that we're getting her a part of the team. But so I thought I'd throw down a podcast with her and kind of mix it up, bring some ambassadors on, different people, talk about what they've done, what they've achieved, where they're going. So yeah, welcome, Morgs.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
That's all right.
I'm
That's
excited.
all right. So I suppose I'll get straight into it. Tell me about yourself. You've gymnastics, you've got a ton of sports, so much. You're inspired by chasing the vibe. You're into it. Like, where did it all start?
So, gymnastics. So when I was about 4 years old, my parents, for some reason, put me into gymnastics. I'm pretty sure it was because they found me cartwheeling around the house all the time. They were like, we need to put her into something. She's too crazy. So they put me into gymnastics, and it was a really small local one. And the coach that was at that gym was an international world champion, and he picked me up I did a trial, and he picked me up and he took me to his new gym that he ended up buying, and it became massive.
Yep.
And then I just stuck with gymnastics for years and years, like 14 years all up, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, wow.
And I did a little bit of acrobatic gymnastics in there too.
And you competed?
Yeah. So I competed for 10 years and I won nationals 8 years in a row, and won states and all that sort of stuff leading up to that. So I was pretty good at what I was doing. And
that's
then
epic.
I did acrobatic gymnastics and I won that for nationals a couple of years in a row. And then I just stopped.
And did you travel further than Australia? Did you go around the world?
No, I did a world championship. It was like a trial sort of thing where you compete with the scores of everyone in the world.
Yep.
But the actual competition that we were meant to be doing got cancelled because one or two of the countries pulled out and went into a different competition. So it didn't end up actually happening, but we still got worldly ranked and I was ranked 5th in the world, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Thanks.
And then you stopped?
Yes, and then I stopped because I wasn't doing too well at high school and I needed to get a good OP because I wanted to do physio. My parents wanted me to go to uni. Yep. So I stopped, focused on school, got a good OP and then went to uni straight away.
Nice. And now you're back into it.
Yeah, exactly. I literally found it within 2 years. Exactly. And I quit uni. I deferred uni anyway. And then got back into the same thing, and now my whole life revolves back around it, which I don't know, I probably could have seen coming. Because I do remember,
should have stayed at it. I do remember when we first. I mean, you've got quite a large social media following, and you've built your brand around that. Yep. And I actually remember because we hadn't met when you did the blog party a couple of years ago, and then we had gone wake surfing, et cetera, et cetera. But I do remember back then you said you deleted your Instagram account and then you restayed. Like, what happened? Like, why did you delete it? What made you want to change that?
Well, it's funny because a lot of people that end up meeting me realize how much I love social media for all the good parts of it, but the bad parts of it I really dislike it for. Yeah. And I had a profile that I loved keeping up, but then it's sort of I got caught up in it and it changed me and changed who I was. I wasn't spending time with people in real life as much as what I was on Instagram, so I deleted it. I literally just all of a sudden I was like, nah, I don't want Facebook, I don't want Snapchat, I don't want any of this social media stuff. I'm deleting all of it. So I deleted it for about 6 months, had massive dry streak, which was such a good thing for me mentally because I feel like I needed that. And then I got it all back, and now ever since then I've just gone about social media the best way possible, that it doesn't take over my life, and I have that clear separation between real life and social media. Yeah. But I feel like I wouldn't have that if I didn't have that first account. Curve. Yeah, and all of those social media profiles that grew and then I cut off. And then when I came back to it, obviously a few people might have refound my profile, but it was a completely different mental state.
Yeah, and do you think it was about being more authentic when you started a new one as well, and finding who you were and how you wanted to promote it? And
exactly. And it wasn't that I wasn't authentic at the start. Like, I was authentic on the first profile, but I had the wrong reasons for it. I didn't just want to share stuff. I wanted to
promote things more.
Yeah, exactly. I was trying to do it more on a business side of things. And then as soon as I realized, you know what, I'm doing this for myself, like I'll just share my skills, or I'll share the stuff that I do day to day. I won't go out of my way to share stuff. It'll just be what I'm doing day in, day out. And then people started enjoying it, and then followers and reposts and
blah,
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 blah.
Content's insane. It's fun. You know, it inspires people. Like you want to go out and do something.
But that's the thing. That's why that's what I wanted it to be like. And it wasn't necessarily like that at the start. I just wanted to post things.
I didn't even know it before then. I just remember you coming. I'm like, who's this girl doing these backflips on the blob? I'm like, this is epic.
I think I was the only one doing backflips on that blob.
You were going hard. It was cool. It was a good day.
It was so much fun though.
Yeah, that's cool. And I mean, I suppose, and then you do other sports too, I suppose, going back to that. Like, so what else do you do?
Throughout high school, I did netball, swimming, athletics. I was age champion for a couple years, or all of my high school years. Like I did long jump, high jump, running, everything. I pretty much did everything. And then as soon as I quit gymnastics and I finished high school, I did AFL, and I competed AFL, I played AFL for 5 years and went to nationals 3 years of those 5, and played for Queensland, and obviously played against all the other states. That was heaps of fun.
And you still play?
No. Well, yeah, sort of. I just sort of do it for fun at the moment. I train Monday and Wednesdays, and then
so you're still training for it?
Yeah, cool. I just love the training. I love being out there kicking the footy, having a bit of fun with the girls.
Do you train every day?
No, I train Monday and Wednesday.
I mean, with your other schedule, with everything else you do?
Yeah. I train pretty much every day because I have so many different types of training that I like to do. Like I like going down to the pool and swimming laps as well. So
yeah. So what's your schedule like? Monday,
at the moment,
Sunday to Monday.
Yeah, it changes all the time. But at the moment, every day in the morning I will wake up either sunrise time or a little bit later and take my dog for a walk along the waterfront. That's about a 5 to 10 kilometre walk. So I would do that.
Nice.
And then Monday night I have footy training. Tuesday I usually do a weight session at the gym. Wednesday I have footy training. And Thursday I do a gymnastics session at my old gymnastics place.
Yep.
Friday I'll probably do weights. Saturday I do laps at the pool. And then Sunday is usually like a chill day. I'll be surfing or doing something active, climbing a mountain or something like that. Yeah, so it's a little bit scattered, but I like it because it doesn't bore me.
Yeah,
so I feel like doing too much one thing just bores the hell out of me.
Yeah, and it's good to mix training up and across the board and explore and do new things too.
100%.
I mean, I signed up for a marathon. So.
Yeah, no, you're crazy. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I'm nervous.
I wouldn't do that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've gone all in. I'm going all in. My knee's feeling good, so it's a few weeks away. So we'll see how it goes.
Exactly.
I'll just keep the mind strong and try and finish it strong.
100%.
And I mean, in terms of all that, so you've created a career out of it. I mean, like 23, you've created a career out of it. You're traveling the world. Like, what does, I mean, I suppose I want to go deep into like giving anyone advice doing this. Like how did you get into this to turn it into a career? I mean, social media influencers is that whole big thing talked about.
Yeah,
there's people that,
at the moment.
Yeah, it's a huge thing. I mean, we work with it within our brand, trying to, working with ambassadors that fit our brand and the lifestyle with inspiring people to chase the vibe. Like, how did you get into it and how did you keep making sure, because I know you're very strict on who you partner with and making sure that it stays true to who you are as well.
Yeah.
And then you also do a lot of coaching as well.
Yes.
So you're doing...
Yeah, I do online coaching and then face-to-face classes, workshops, retreats, all that sort of stuff as well.
Busy.
Yeah, very, very busy. But pretty much what I did was obviously through social media, you get in contact with companies that email you and whatnot.
Yep.
As you said, as you've realised, I'm super strict with who I partner with. I feel like the way that I've gone about it is that if it doesn't already fit, if their company or what their product is or what they're trying to get me to promote doesn't fit within my lifestyle already, then I'm not going to work with them.
Yeah.
So I'm a very active person. I eat lots of food, not normal food, but like, for example, with you guys, like obviously we have very similar lifestyles. I love skating, I love surfing, I love wake surfing, I love doing all of that sort of stuff, chasing the vibe.
Yeah.
So it works in really well. I think you come out
of the boat maybe 5 times wake surfing.
Yeah, exactly. And it was so much fun giving it a go. And I'm such an open person to new experiences.
Yeah.
But if a company came to me, let's say, for example, not to put anyone down, but let's say, for example, a teeth whitening company or something, I don't whiten my teeth at home, so why would I promote that?
Yeah.
That's the sort of thing that I've gone about. So if I have a company that comes to me and I don't support their product or I don't necessarily think that I need it or use it, I don't promote it. It's that simple.
And any advice you could give to people?
Yeah, I would probably say just stay as authentic as possible, because Instagram and social media and stuff these days, people see straight through your crap.
Yeah.
Like, it's so obvious when you've got a sellout or when you've actually got someone that's 100% about what they're trying to promote.
Yeah.
You can see straight through it. And I think people are a lot more smarter about who they follow and who they look up to and who they actually are influenced by. So if you are wanting to be an influencer, you need to be someone that is true to yourself. Like, you need to have a reason why you are the way you are, and then people will follow you through that way.
Yeah, 100%.
So just sticking to yourself, being authentic as possible, and then if people want to follow you, they can. If they don't, who cares?
Yeah, it's cool. And what are your thoughts on the whole influencer marketing thing right now? It's a massively talked thing at the moment.
It is.
Everyone talks about it. I mean, we talk about it a lot in the office.
Yeah.
You know, what are your thoughts on the whole thing? I mean, it's a big band-aid everyone's pulling off and talking about it at the moment.
It is. I honestly, it's gotten to the point where influencer, like the word influencer, is a little bit cringy.
Yeah.
Because you've got micro influencers, which are obviously your smaller influencers, which are obviously trying to make it out there. But there's a massive gap between the people that are out there actually influencing something. I think people have forgotten that influencers are meant to be influencing something. Like, they're meant to be influencing people.
It's not just about their following.
Exactly. It's not about how they look. It's not about their body. It's not about what they're promoting. It's about what they've actually got, like the message behind what they're doing.
Yeah, and what they're passionate about.
Exactly.
With that brand.
And that's where people are getting smarter with understanding if that person that you're following and posting all these things in different outfits or different bikinis or blah, 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 every day actually enjoys what they're doing or enjoys what they're promoting.
Yeah.
In sort of like, and then you've got, on the other hand, you've got someone who's promoting a healthy lifestyle, or they're going out and doing this and that, and they're promoting certain things or happiness or blah, 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 all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
You would prefer to follow someone who's actually going to give you a little bit of substance, and value, rather than someone who's just going to show you the next outfit that's available. So it's sort of like finding the in-between between both, to be honest, because you don't want to be someone who's never promoting anything, because you never make anything out of what you're doing. But at the same time, you don't want to be someone who's promoting everything all the time, because then people don't see any substance about you or your life or what you're really about or what you believe in or anything like that. So you sort of need to find that fine line between giving yourself a little bit and holding back, and obviously showing people what you use in your day-to-day life, product-wise or promotion-wise.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree. And I mean, we probably should say it, because I mean, we are signing you as an ambassador for LSKD, and not trying to plug the brand or anything, but I mean, we're really excited, because I think we've known each other for a few years, and
it's a very natural partnership.
Yeah, and I think I probably should ask.
We've been talking about it for so long.
I know, we've finally made it happen, and it's really cool. And I mean, I think it's something that, like, what do you think? How does the brand fit for your lifestyle, and with what we I mean, it's a good question to ask, I suppose, in how you think LSKD fits into your lifestyle and what you do.
And for sure.
We'll throw it out there.
I honestly don't think there's a reason why it doesn't. Like, I feel like there's more reasons as to why it does fit into my lifestyle than it doesn't. Everything about your brand is what I want my lifestyle to be like. Like, I'm always chasing the vibe. I want to be out there trying new things, having fun. I don't care if I'm bad at it. Like, I just want to get out and try new shit.
100%.
Just have fun, good people, good vibes, everything. And especially from like our past trips, wake surfing and doing all this stuff in the blob parties. Like, I realized how cool of a brand you guys are, and how you've got real people behind it that are actually fun to be around.
Yeah, thanks. We work hard on that.
Yeah. And that obviously pushes into the brand. So why not work with a brand like this when it aligns so well with what I do?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, thanks. And I mean, you've got a lot going on. You're about to go to America in 2 days. I think you've only been back for a week. What are you doing when you go to America? Like, what's your plans over there?
So I am heading over. I'm actually wake surfing for like a week. I'm going out on a boat with some friends out at Lake Powell, and we're going to go wake surfing and do a whole heap of hiking and cool shit. Again, chasing the vibe.
Yeah, sick. That'll be fun. I'm jelly.
Yeah. I'll send you some pics.
Yeah, thanks. Cheers. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and then I'm over there shooting with Gymshark, which is another one of my partnerships. And then, just chilling. I want to go have a look at the Grand Canyon, do a few things while I'm in Utah, and then come back home and go to the next adventure.
Yeah, cool. And I mean, that's the thing, I suppose, another thing, like your future plans, like what are you working on with your brand, you know, and yourself, and what's future plans? I mean,
honestly, at the moment, I am going with the flow.
Yeah, cool.
I'm just enjoying exactly what I've got. I know it's not going to be around forever. I'm obviously trying to push it around as much as possible because it's something that I love doing, and why not try and extend what you're doing at the moment, what you love doing. But I have a few things that I'm trying to work on. Like I've got some more online stuff that I want to do, more retreats that I want to do with a friend of mine who actually performs in Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah, cool.
So I'm going to be working alongside him, and then I have 2 other mates down the Gold Coast that I'm really close with. I'm going to try and build a app or something workout style, but a little bit more informational rather than just your basic here's a booty guide, or here's how to get abs in 10 days or whatever, that sort of stuff. Nothing like that, more informational and really pin it down.
Well, I mean, you do a lot of you even
stuff.
do handstand classes, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. How does that work?
Workshops.
I need to come to a handstand
ages.
So how do you do a handstand class? How does that work?
Pretty much what happens is I've got clients that come in each week when I'm home anyway, to the gym that I work with, which is Perform 360 in Nogra. And they just book in, and based on obviously their personal experience and stuff like that, we go through certain drills and things that they need to do to extend their handstand workout. And we do some strength and conditioning, some warm-ups, and they pretty much learn everything they need to know about training handstands. And then
everyone thinks just handstand against the wall, but there's obviously so much technique to a handstand.
There's so many drills, there's so many different parts to it, and that's what I mean. Like if personal experience, if you can hold a handstand off the wall for 20 seconds, then we're not learning that anymore. We're learning tuck handstands and overarches and all the pretty shapes that you see on Instagram.
Yeah, or what you do.
Yeah, exactly. And then for some, they've never even handstand up against the wall. They have too much fear to do that. So they're doing other drills that they can use that are less scary and obviously builds up their confidence for when they do want to go up against the wall.
Yeah.
And then it's spotting people to make them feel a little bit more comfortable in the skill, and obviously going through some mindset things, going through all the different logical parts of a handstand so people can actually mentally understand it rather than just physically trying to chuck themselves into a handstand.
Yeah, okay.
There's heaps of different sides of handstands, and it's funny because everyone just thinks, it's a handstand. But really
so much more to it.
Yeah, it's like an art. It's the art of hand balancing.
Yeah, wow. I need to come try that.
Yeah, you do.
Come try that. It's, and within that, I suppose, because you've done this for so long, what's your worst injury? Like, have you had any injuries?
Never.
Oh,
ever. Like never.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't even sprained anything.
You got rubber bones.
I know. And I've landed on my neck a couple of times, like in a full scorpion head over.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. Face plant first.
Yeah, that's good. Touch wood.
Yeah, I know.
I've broken too many bones riding bikes.
Yeah.
Way too many.
Yeah.
But surgeries, it's not cool.
Riding bikes, I feel like you could never get away with not hurting yourself on them.
Yeah.
But you've got another thing with you.
Doing handstands and flips though.
Yeah, true.
That's
my body is just unbreakable.
You got a rubber body.
Yeah, actually. I remember falling out of something really heavily once, and my coach was filming it and he was going to put it on Funny's Home Videos because it was just that brutal.
Yeah.
Because Funny's Home Videos.
You wish you had it now to put on Facebook, right? It'd be a viral video.
Funny. And I literally landed on my neck out of a double back salt, and I rotated, landed straight onto my neck, and everyone ran over. They called an ambulance, and I just rolled out of it and went, "Oh, what's up, guys? What's wrong?"
Didn't even knock yourself out?
Nothing. Yeah, wow. It was so weird. It was crazy.
You were born to bend.
Yes.
Sick. That's cool.
Yes.
And I mean, you create a lot of content, and can you give anyone advice on when you're creating content, like, and engaging, like, how do you create content? Like, what do you think about when you're creating content for yourself? Like, I mean, you do so many videos that have gone so viral.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about when you're creating content, or any advice to people that are creating content for their pages?
I think that's something that I don't do well enough in regards to, I don't plan anything out with my content.
Yeah.
And I think that's why my page is as authentic as it is because that's just the shit that I play around with at home.
Yeah, cool.
Like all the stuff that I do in the backyard, everything handstand wise, climbing the mountains, doing the handstands, that's the shit that I do anyway, whether social media was there or not.
Yeah.
So it's made it so easy for me to sort of come into social media and get those, like, have viral videos because naturally it's what I do anyway. Might as well film it and upload it to Instagram.
Yeah.
And that is my job now. So it's the easiest thing for me. But in regards to other people, I would just say be creative with it. and don't care about what the audience wants, because most of the time, especially viral videos, the most viral videos are the ones that are just the weirdest and wackiest things that you just do not expect. It's not the basic stuff that you see every day. It's not the stuff that people want to see. It's always the stuff where it's like, what in the world is going on there?
Yeah.
So just be creative, have a bit of fun with it, be yourself, whatever, just play around with it.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like a lot of people are very regimented and strict with what they post.
I can even
blah,
learn
blah,
from
blah.
that personally.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it's sort of just, loosen up. And I think a lot of people love it. They love seeing the realness in people. So they love maybe a bit of loose lips, or they love just seeing what your personality is like behind the screen pretty much. And I think that's something I've nailed. Like, my personality comes straight through. My most given compliment, or whatever people say to me when I meet them in person, is like, yeah, you're the exact same as what you are on Instagram. And that's like the best compliment I could ever be given, because I don't want to be someone else on Instagram.
100%.
Exactly. I want to be the exact same person.
And I think that's the hardest thing for people to nail these days, is making sure who you are off camera is who you are when you're 100%. Behind the camera, right?
Yeah. It's probably one of the only things that I get nervous about not doing, is being authentic. It's one of the things that I try and make sure I'm on top of all the time, just because I don't want to be that person. Like, that's the one thing. I don't want to be that person that's different.
Yeah, yeah.
So sometimes I'll have a video, I'll have a photo, and I'm like, oh, that's not the best looking photo. But then it's like, oh, but it's you. Like, that's what you are like. That's what you do. They're the faces you pull. That's what it is. Just upload it. And so I do.
Yeah, cool.
Because that's the shit that I want to be like.
You better to be real.
Exactly.
Authentic. And I mean, how can people contact you? You're pretty contactable on DM. Like, if people DM you,
100%. I reply to every single person except for the ones that send me weird messages.
You get a few of them, right?
Or like just replying back with emojis, because I like words and I like conversation.
Yep.
But yeah, I take a lot of time to reply back to people, even through comments and stuff as well. Yeah.
Which is a massive thing.
It
and
is.
That's how you
it
engage
is
with your community
100%,
as well.
Yeah. And it makes it so much better when you're actually in contact with someone, then you meet them in person, you're like, oh my God, I actually remember that conversation. Like, because you're having so many conversations all the time. Obviously, stuff flies over your head every now and then.
Yeah.
But I feel like my number one rule with Instagram is, if someone's taking time out of their day to contact you, then you should do the same.
Yeah.
Especially if it's something that's actually... So like an actual message complimenting you, or asking for advice, or this or that. Like, if I did that to someone else who was of a bigger profile than me, I would expect a reply back too, because that's just what humans do. You put time into it, you get it back.
Well, you're literally talking to someone almost face to face,
exactly,
but behind a phone now. Like,
exactly. That's what it is. That's what communication is these days.
It's changed. It's all behind a phone now. Most of the time.
And it's so easy for people to turn around and just ignore it and leave. Just ignore it and leave it, and not reply. But I don't know. I don't want to be that person again.
Yeah, it's good. I think that's why it aligns so well with what we're doing with LSKD.
Yeah.
You're a part of the brand now, because you're so real and authentic, and it's rad. Like, we've seen that by knowing you for so long.
Yeah.
It's sick. So
cool. Good.
I mean, we smashed that chat out.
Yeah, I know.
We did well.
I know.
We did really well.
We just talk.
Yeah, which is what we want.
All the time.
That's what we want this podcast to be about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's something that we want to try and really build it and be authentic and chat, and now kind of expand it out. I mean, we're doing a photo shoot tomorrow.
I'm so excited. Yes.
We're
at 7 a.m.
Yep. Our team's doing a shoot tomorrow, which is sick. So that should be cool, and then we'll get that released. And yeah, look, thanks, Morgs, for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. It was a good chat. Always a good chat.
It was great. And it's we're excited to work with you. I mean,
so
everyone's going to start seeing more content flowing out
for
with LSKD and the new collections dropping. So yeah, thanks for your time, Morgs. Good to chat, and we'll be in touch.
Awesome. Sounds good to me. Bye.